What's going on, sports fans? It's time to breathe again on the latest edition of the Breath of Fresh Air. So, I got a quick shorty for you, and the topic for today is it's about these quote unquote next gen stats or stats in general because they're getting ridiculous. They have been getting ridiculous for a long, long time, but it's really bad now. So I'm gonna give you a little idea of what I'm talking about here. I heard something on Monday going into the basketball game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics. Of course, Kemba Walker is in his first year with the Celtics, coming over as a free agent from the Charlotte Hornets. And Boston beat the Lakers 139 to 107 yesterday. Now, the thing that I wanted to talk about with the stats is Kemba Walker apparently was 0 and 28 against LeBron James. Not LeBron James's teams, LeBron James as the player. That is probably one of the top two dumbest stats I've ever heard in the history of my life. That is awful, and it's lazy, kind of in a way, because it just feeds into the narrative of how everybody wants to cuddle LeBron, but it's it's just reading way too much into stats and it's digging too much. That's one of those who gives a F stats, honestly. That doesn't make any sense. Number one, if we're really going to dive into that stat, we have to remember Kemba Walker was on the Charlotte Hornets, who honestly didn't really have a chance to beat anybody in the NBA. Now, I know the Hornets did make the playoffs a couple of those years, but let's be honest. The Charlotte Hornets aren't beating too many teams. They just aren't. Number two, last time I checked, basketball is a team sport. Last time I checked, it's 5 on 5 game. I know we live in an age now where everybody wants to try to glorify individuals and put individuals on this pedestal, especially LeBron James. Um, I get it, whatever. But can we at least say it's LeBron's teams against Kimba's teams? Again, he played on the Hornets. Kimba did. Nobody, he wasn't going to be too many teams with them anyway. But it's just this is just a dumb stat. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Again, basketball is a team game. So when you say Kimba's 0 and 28 against LeBron, it's stupid. It makes no sense because again, it's not like they're playing one on one. If LeBron was playing Kimba one on one, then okay, fine. Or whichever player was playing against Kevin Durant. Because I heard another argument not too long ago. So for those of y'all who are familiar with the show Pardon the Interruption on ESPN, you know Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon are the main guys on that show. Wilbon will always talk about Jimmy Butler because he's a Jimmy Butler guy. He loves Jimmy Butler. But he always talks about his record against LeBron in the regular season. Again, this is a team sport we're talking about now. And I guess two things here. Number one, it's the regular season. And again, this is team on team. And then number two, man, what's Jimmy Butler's record against LeBron in the playoffs? I'm pretty sure he's won 0 of the series. So, whatever. But my point is, unless you are talking about any individual sport, which would be golf, tennis, skiing, figure skating, ping pong, whatever sport it is where it is actually on the individual to make some things happen, it really does not matter, and it's stupid. It's asinine when you're talking about an individual's record in a team game. You hear it with LeBron all the time, and you go to football and you always hear it with these quarterbacks. Oh, Tom Brady is so and so against whichever team, but he plays for the New England Patriots, so that's actually the Patriots' record and not Tom Brady's. Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, all these great quarterbacks. We always hear their record against the other quarterback. That's stupid too. They're not playing against each other. That quarterback is going against that defense, not against the actual quarterback because they're not on the field at the same time. So we need to stop with these stupid one-on-one records when they're not playing one-on-one. Football is the ultimate team sport. It's 11 on 11 out there. And the quarterback can't do anything anyway without the offensive line protecting him. The running back can't do anything without the offensive line blocking for him. It's just that simple. This isn't me trying to quash anything the quarterbacks do, but it's ridiculous when they get all this credit and all this blame in some cases. And going back to basketball, we're always hearing James and his record. He has a 3-6 record in the finals. Okay, cool. Michael Jordan has a 6-0 record in the finals. But neither one of those guys can get the rings or catch the losses in LeBron's case that they have without the team contributing to that somehow. We cannot continue to paint these false narratives of these records. That 0-28 record for Kemba against LeBron was, like I said, one of the top two dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. It's crazy. Somebody would go back and try to put this stat out there. And then a lot of the news networks, or excuse me, sports networks, ESPN, Fox Sports, whoever, CBS Sports, NBC Sports, whichever one's mostly ESPN though, but they would try to run with this and make this a story. This is crazy. It's a non-story. It shouldn't even be on anyone's news feed. It's ridiculous how someone will put that on a news feed and how these people just eat it up. It's gross. It's disgusting. It makes me sick. It makes me want to throw up because it's not true. I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. It is true that he was 0-28. Fair enough. Now he's 1-28, I guess. But you have to really look at a situation for what it is. And this is why I have said, y'all have heard me say this before. Numbers never lie. That's true. Numbers do not lie. But they do not tell the whole truth all the time. You can take any statistic out there in the world and skew it toward whatever view you're trying to paint, as long as it paints your view. Anybody who's making an argument can probably take that same stat and skew it toward their argument. That's why I said it's important you do the research yourself. Look at things for what they are, not for what you're trying to paint it. This stat right here, this 0-28 among others, it's a dumb stat when you think about how they're trying to paint that narrative that it's Kemba Walker going against LeBron James. They don't play the same position on the court. They rarely defend each other on the court. And most of all, it's a team sport. So again, unless we're talking about one of these sports that is individualized, golf or tennis, figure skating, whatever, with synchronized swimming, diving, any of those Olympic sports, track and field, one of those sports. Unless we're talking about those, the individual records for the NFL, NBA, baseball, hockey don't matter, and it makes no sense to try to say somebody is won or has a record against somebody when they're not completely playing against them one-on-one. If you want to talk about one-on-one records of basketball, then have the players have a one-on-one tournament. How about that? And then if you want to say Kemba's 1-28 against LeBron, fair enough. But until then, let's look at a square and call it a square. Kemba is on the Charlotte Hornets and now the Boston Celtics. LeBron James is on the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Miami Heat, back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and now on the Los Angeles Lakers. We have to stop painting these stupid ass narratives. Ooh, excuse me. We have to stop painting these narratives saying somebody has a good one-on-one record against somebody when it's a team sport. Well, that's what I'm breathing on for today. Make sure you guys check out this Shorty and others on the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook channel. And while you're at it, go ahead and smash that subscribe button using Patrick Brackett's words again. And continue to keep the likes coming on the Facebook page. We will be back later on this week. Patrick and I do plan on doing another webcast. So hopefully we can get that out to you later on this week. And there will be more things coming. We are working on some different features. Continue to leave the feedback on there. We don't care what it is, good, bad, or indifferent. We will get back to you. So everybody take care. Happy Tuesday, and we will talk soon.